Hi, welcome to another video. Now, this one's a bit of a difference. It's carp fishing. So the river season finished about 4 or 5 weeks ago now, and I've not been out since. I think after the end of the season and the big 19-pound fish, I sort of almost lost my mojo for a few weeks. Plus it was my wife's birthday, it was my daughter's birthday, and we were quite busy as a family anyway. So, but I've ventured out now. I'm just on a small carp lake, to be honest. I think carp in here, I think there's low doubles, maybe 14, 15 sort of area, but there's no really big fish. But it's a nice little lake, so hopefully you might catch one or two. I have I have fished even here before. No great days, but I've caught when I've been here before, so hopefully I'll catch today. I've already got my rods in now. I'll show you the swim. So here we are. I've got one rod sort of by the island, sort of over here, and the other rod is down here by these ducks, by about that duck actually. So they're both quite in close, one close to the island, one close to here. One's got a white pop-up boilie on it on a Ronnie rig, that's the one down to the right by the ducks. The one out to the left by the island is a more standard rig, just a standard bottom rig. That's got I think it's a 12mm boilie on a size 10. The other one I think is a 15 or 16 on I think it's a size 6. So yeah, so those are the two rigs that are out. I put a little bit of bait out over the top of both areas, not a lot. I don't want to go too mad because I mean it is still fairly early in the year, though it is a sunny day today, but it's only the last few days we've had some good weather. Prior to that it's been cold, so I don't want to get too mad. But yeah, so I've stuck a bit of bait in over both. They've not been out long, so yeah, hopefully we'll pick up one or two fish. Okay, this is what I saw on my Deeper Pro Plus. So this is the rod that's in the side. So it's about, when I cast it out here, it's about 5 foot, and then it gets shallower and goes up to sort of 3 foot in the side. I did that a couple of times, but that's the one that probably shows it the best. And then the island, this shows the island very well. So you've got about 2 foot right next to the island, and it drops down beautifully here, and that's where I'll put my left hand rod, because I reckon that's where fish will feed along there. We'll see what happens, but that's what I reckon. That's just a perfect slope. The fish will come along up towards the island and they'll feed up that slope. So well, as I say, we'll see if I catch anything, but that's what I believe will happen. Right, we've got a fish. Quite sure yet, but I guess it's probably a carp. Let's just move, get the net. Short. Don't think it's going to break any records, but still, first fish of the session. Yeah, maybe it is a bit bigger than I first thought. There we go, in the net. First carp of the day. Very nice indeed. Quick look at it. There we go. Well, here's that fish. £8, 5 ounce. Not massive, but put up a good fight. Nice colours on it as well. Look at the colours on that. Beautiful fish. Right, get it back. See if we might be able to get some more. Here we are, there's that carp. Nicely rested. And a good few minutes rest. Oh. So we can get him up and out. Oh, there he goes. Off to fight another day. GoPro, start recording. I'd say it feels a bit smaller, but it's a good account of itself. In the net, in the net, in the net. There we go. A little scrap of that, isn't it? Right, well, give him a couple of minutes and we'll have a look at him. Okay, here's that fish. It's only a little one, £6 one, but still, good little scrapper that was. Really fought hard for a little fish. But yeah, must get the grass out my unhooking mat. But yeah, £6 one. Let's get it back. GoPro, start recording. Another fish. Right, well this one's a bit better, £10 7. Oh, it's a lovely fish as well. Look at the scales on that. Absolute cracker. £10 7 ounce. Put up a good fight as well. I think it went through the lily pads. Yeah. Right, same rod again, all three on the same rod. Right, we'll get that back. GoPro start recording. GoPro start recording. GoPro start recording. No, do it again. Longer for that last one. Then put it on the pad to go in a bit. It is over there. Putting up a good fight. Here it is. I think it's more a little scrapper more than anything. Here it goes. In we go. It's quite another pretty fish. Not sure it's quite as big as that last one, but no, I don't know actually. I'm not very good at guessing. Well, we'll give it a minute and then we'll have a look at it. So, another one. Another really pretty fish. Look at that. Very pretty. £9.4. £9.4. So not quite a double, but a really nice fish. Good condition. No marks on it at all. Looks bob on that. Right, I'll get this one back and get that rod out again. Same rod again. Rod over towards the island. The one on the inside had not a touch. I might reposition that one. So it's just coming up to midnight now. I'm going to get my head down. 4 fish so far, so not bad. I had a what, 6-pounder, an 8-pounder, a 9-pounder and a 10-pounder. All 4 fish on the same rod, on the left hand rod over towards the island, where it's just at the bottom of the drop off by the island. All on little 14mm wafters. The other rod, which has been in quite close in the side to the right, not a touch at all. So what I've done is I've just repositioned that one, so it's out in front of me. It's not as far as the island, but I know lily pads go off the end of that island, so it's probably a couple of rod lengths off the end of the island, but it's sort of out in front of me in slightly deeper water. It's just got a pop up on a Ronnie rig, pretty much on its own. I catapulted a few boilies out that direction, but there's not a lot of bait around it, maybe just a few free offerings. So that's it so far. So we'll see if anything else comes during the night. But yeah, 4 fish so far, so not bad. See you later. So we've got another one on. It's got itself, I think, in the pads, but I think it's coming out now. Dickhead. Well, it's now 1:30 in the morning. We just had another little one, £4.14, only a small one, but went on quite a run for a small fish. But, there you go, again on the same rod. Unfortunately it got wrapped around the other rod, so it's in a right mess now, but anyway, we'll get it back. GoPro start recording. Oh, we're in again. This is not long after the last one, to be honest. But if this one comes in, it'll be the first one on this rod. This is proving into how not to land a carp. Okay, now, where are we? There we are. Come on. Isn't that it? There we go. Right, another one. 7 pound, 4 ounce. Lovely colours again. Literally not long after the last one, about half an hour. I think it's about 2 o'clock in the morning now. Previous one was about 1:30. So yeah, but this time on the first one on the other rod, the one that I'd repositioned. So nice to know that that worked. Right, I'll get it back. Okay, there's that 7 pound fish ready to go. Had a good rest. Here it goes, off over there. Back to fight another day. GoPro start recording. Oh, that's it. I think it was in pads. Could feel it on something. I think it's out in open water now and on its way to us. That's only a little one. It's in. It's in. Well, another one. It's just gone 4 o'clock in the morning. Another one, only little, 4 pound 4. Certainly went on a nice long run. Yeah, 4 pound 4 at 4 in the morning. Let's get it back. GoPro start recording. There we go. Pretty thick and fast. Doesn't feel particularly big. goes. There it is. Oh, it's a bit bigger. It's a bit bigger than the 4-pounder, I think. Might be a 6, 7. Anyway, we'll give it a second, then we'll have a look. Another one. It's 10 to 5 now in the morning. It's a beautiful looking fish. Look at that. Chunky little fella. £7.12, but nice scales right down that middle. Very nice. Right, get it back again and get that rod back out. It's the same rod again. Every fish has been on the island rod except for one. Right, here it is. £12, 3/8, biggest one so far. Nice chunky fish, nice condition. Right, we'll get it back. There's that £12 fish, all rested and ready to go back. Right. There he goes. So, good morning. So that was a pretty good session in the end. 9 carp from, was it £4.4 I think was the smallest, up to 12.7 being the biggest. There was also a £10 in there. There's a couple of 7s, an 8, a 9, a 6, another 4. So yeah, good session. 7 of the 9 fish came on the rod by the island, as I showed you on the Deeper Pro Plus. There was a nice area just below the island. It was like 2 foot and it just dropped away to sort of 4 foot, and I just thought that's where carp will feed along there. So it didn't surprise me that I caught there. The other one that was in the side, that didn't work at all, and eventually about 11, 12 o'clock I repositioned that one, not right by the island, because I know off the end of that island the lily pads grow, so I was good rod length or 2 off the end of the island, but that one picked up a couple, and that was on the pop-up Ronnie rig. So I think repositioning that worked. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. As most of you will know, my videos are normally about barbel and chub fishing. This is the first one I think I've done on carp fishing. I'm actually sat next to the River Derwent. It's this lake I've just been fishing is like in a horseshoe on the Derwent. But once we get back to June, I'll be back on the rivers. It's just while the rivers are shut, just like to do a little bit of carp fishing, just to keep ticking over really and get out the house. But this year I think I might video a few of my sessions. We'll see how they go. But this one obviously was pretty good. So yeah, so I'm all done. I'm off home. See you again soon. Right, well, we're just about to arrive at the lake. We're carp fishing again. It's still the close season. It's not the easiest of lakes, this one. I have fished it a few times before though and had a few A's. Never had a great day here, but there you go. So this is the lake. It's quite a walk from where you park to the lake. Just walk all the way over there where you can see, and all the way around. So quite a walk. There's one other angler over there to my left. I can't see any other anglers, I don't think. Might just be the 2 of us. So a reasonable sized lake. It's certainly got a few carp in here. They're not massive, they're not like 30-40 pounders, but there's definitely, you know, a reasonable amount of doubles and mid-20s in here. There's certainly some good bream as well. I think some double figure bream come out of here. So yeah, it's not a really easy lake, but I have caught here before, so we're going to give it a go tonight, or this evening, and then tonight. So I'm going to go and get set up. Looks like a fish just showing there actually. Keep that in mind. I'm going to go and get myself set up, and then I'll come back to you and talk a bit more about the lake and how I'm going to go about fishing it. See you in a bit. Right, so this is a lake I have fished before, but I've not fished this spot before, so I'm going to have a look in my deeper Pro Plus at the depth. I don't think it's too deep, it's a park lake after all, but let's see what we got. So that now says we've got 6, you can see that very well, but 6 foot, just over 6 foot out there. I'm going to bring that back. It's just around 6 foot still, shallowing up. 5 foot, starting to shallow up as it comes towards me now. Yeah, 5.5. Four. So yeah, it gets gradually shallower as it gets towards me. And I'm guessing when it gets quite close to me, as in there, 4 foot, yeah, so reasonable chuck to get it 6 foot. But it was a gradual decline, there was no big drop off there, it didn't go like 3 foot, 6 foot, there wasn't an obvious drop off or channel. Let's try this way. That's still 4 foot there. It's not very deep. And I don't suppose that will go any deeper as it comes back to me. Okay, that's now 3 foot 2. So yeah, it's not very deep. Right, we'll give it a chuck the other way. I don't expect it's going to be any different, but we'll try it. So that is just around 6 foot as well, 5.9, 5.9. So yeah, so I've got a good chuck to around 6 foot, and then it gradually gets deeper. So sorry, shallower. Okay, I'm going to do a bit more chucking around, but I won't video anymore. I think you got the gist. I'll just have a quick look to see if I can find anything different, but it looks like 5 to 6 foot with a reasonable chuck. So I'm just going to put this one out now. I've put the right hand rod out already. That's aimed towards the end of the island as a target. This one's going to go out to a tree over there where we saw a fish show earlier, and the left hand one's going to go to the highest point, aimed at the tree with the highest point over that way. Now this one has got a white pop-up on it on a Ronnie rig, so I'm just going to show you hopefully on that sort of bit of, hopefully you can see how that just sticks up, just pops up off the bottom, and that hopefully being a pop-up, it just enables the carp to pick it up really easy. It just sticks up nicely. Now I'm just going to get a PVA bag on this one, and then we'll get it out. Right, so we're going to get this one out now. It's got like a running back lead on it, which will fly up the line when I cast it out and just help keep the line down. I'm going to aim at a tree over there so I know later on where I'm aiming. And let's get it out. That's it. Didn't quite hit the clip, just fell slightly short of the clip, but as long as I'm putting them in roughly the same place, that's the main thing. Don't have to be exactly to the inch, but I want them in the same area, so I want to know that I'm putting them out in the same area. Oh, I've got a bit of a mess on my line there, so I'm going to get that off. Okay, don't want a knot in the line. Bit of a tangle there. This line actually is not great. It's a bit prone to twisting. But hey ho. Let's get this in the rod rest. Get that line sinking. Just give it a sec for the line to sink. I say it's got that back lead on as well, so hopefully the back lead will have flown back towards me when I cast it out, which means the line near the actual bait will be firmly on the bottom, and it will only be coming up as it gets a bit closer to me. Right, let's okay, that's 2 of them out. Now I'm going to get the 3rd one, and I say that one's going to be cast towards the highest tree over there, so I know at night where I'm casting. 1, 2, and 1 over there, 3. So hopefully I'm always in about the same area. That's the plan anyway. Right, let's get the other rod out. So here we are again, carp fishing. Still the close season. It's late April now. So this is my 3rd carp session. First one you may have seen the video, that was not bad, 9 carp. Last one was a blank, so no video. And this one is the 3rd one. So as I mentioned earlier, this particular lake I have fished before, I think about 4 times. I've had a couple of carp, I've had some bream, but I've never had a really good session. But the lake itself, it's got a good head of carp, up to sort of mid-20s I think, plenty of bream and a few tench. It's not an easy lake, not the most difficult lake either, but it's certainly a challenging lake. There's only me and another chap on this evening. I did go to another lake first, but it wasn't to my liking. There was a lot of anglers there. There was a lot of drinking, a lot of smoking, music being played, and just generally not my thing. each their own, and they're happy doing that. That's absolutely fine, but not for me. I'd much rather be on a lake like this where it's quiet and a bit more secluded. So I walked around that lake, decided, as I said, it wasn't for me, and moved to this lake instead. I've got my 3 rods out. They're on 3 different spots. I put my deeper out, as you may have seen now, and we've got 5-6 foot of water. It steadily gets shallower as it comes back towards me, down to like literally a couple of feet in the side here. So there's no obvious features. There was no big drop off. It didn't go like 2-3 foot and then drop to 6. It was just a very gradual sort of decline. So no obvious features. There's no pads or anything. So I've literally put 3 rods out in 3 different places. I've lined up with trees in the far bank for when it's dark later. One of them's got a wafter on it, and a PVA bag. The other one has got a standard 16mm boilie with a PVA bag, and the other one has got a pop-up. So 3 different baits, standard, wafter and pop-up, all with PVA bags on at the moment. I've not spotted anything out. I might spot over the middle rod where we saw a fish, where we were looking on the with the deeper earlier. I might just spot a little bit of bait. I've got some hemp and I think there's some corn and maize, so I might spot a bit of bait out in a bit just as it gets dark. Other than that, I'm going to keep the baiting quite light, I think, and just see really if anything turns up. It's forecast to rain as well. It's quite a high percentage of rain from about 8 o'clock actually, so it's 7 o'clock now. So yeah, it could be a bit of a wet one as well. So hopefully it doesn't rain too much, and hopefully we might pick up a fish or 2, and therefore I'll see you a bit later. So it's now darkness. There are a lot of bats. I don't know if you might catch one occasionally on the camera. There's just one over here. There's quite a lot of, there's one. The bats flying around. The geese are all falling out and arguing. It's quite noisy. I've just put the 3 rods back out again, so they're being recast. Fresh baits, fresh PVA bags. As I said before, one sort of aiming towards a tree over there, one's aiming to a tree over there, and one's aiming towards the end of the island and a tree over there. So I've got me 3 spots. They're all back on the same spots, so hopefully it will help recasting them in the same place. And I'll do another few casts, 2 or 3 casts during the night, again same spot, to try and build up the bait in that one area, or 3 areas. But yeah, bloody geese are really having a good old row. See the bats, there's loads of bats. Anyway, the rods are back out, so hopefully we might see some action during the night. Okay, start recording. Oh. No. Orange. The night pass. You have any incidents before? This morning, shut up. It's not put up much of a fight. I don't think there's a you never know. There it is. Is it a bream? Or was it a tench? Could be a tench. No, it's a bream. It's a bream. Definitely. It's unusual for a bream to put a run in like that. There you go. It's a big old bream. So that's it. I've not taken any photos, but I did just weigh it. It's £6, £6.11. So There it goes, off to find its gang. Morning. Well, that wasn't very successful. No carp at all. A couple of bream. You saw me catch the 6-pounder. There was another very small one, probably about 2 pounds during the night. I didn't even know it was really on. One of my rods, it was about 3 AM, one of my rods had beeped a few times. And I was going to recast anyway about that time, and then it beeped another few times, and I did wonder whether it was like a small bream or something, so I pulled that one in, and it was. I didn't get it on film because I literally just reeled it in, and then I just unhooked it and put it back in. There was actually quite a lot of line bites during the night. I had those flying back leads on each rod, so the line quite near where the hook and bait was should have been pinned down, but I guess as it comes back to me and I was casting quite a long way, the line would have risen off the bottom, and that must have been either birds diving. There's quite a lot of diving birds on this lake, or the fish catching the line. So there was quite a few times during the night where I just said beep 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 and it would stop, and that was it. Just a few beeps or something was probably catching the line. So yeah, not great, just 2 bream. The rods actually are still out, you see that over my shoulder, but bivvy's down, and yeah, after I've done this I will be putting the rods away, so it's unlikely that anything else will come now. So there you go, another carp fishing session over, but just no carp. There you go, that's fishing, that's the way it goes. Can't always catch what you want. I'll see you again soon.